Hi, I'm David.
Hi, I'm Jelena.
Welcome to our tutorial. It's on
Dhanurasana
Yeah,
and Parsva Dhanurasana.
this is take 3.
It is. You just don't know it because we kept forgetting and messing it up.
Dhanurasana means bow pose. So this is the Dhanurasana, not Urdhva Dhanurasana, also called Chakrasana in some traditions, which is, the back bend on your hands. Dhanurasana, just plain Dhanurasana, is bow on your stomach, and Parsva Dhanurasana is
Side bow.
side bow. These are intermediate series postures, very elite. Okay. Before we go any further, though, do you subscribe to us?
Make sure you subscribe, you like, and maybe comment if you have any feedback, or let us know what else we can do a tutorial on.
I get a lot of joy watching the subscribers number slowly climb. And so if you just want to pay me back for any kind of goodness that I've brought into your life and you're not subscribing, all you have to do is subscribe. Just things like that bring me joy.
Okay, great.
Yeah. And watching Jelena do this pose. Okay, so intermediate series. Thing about intermediate series is there's a lot of back bends. And there's this really sort of beautiful backbending sequence.
Oh, beautiful.
I like it. That and Dhanurasana is kind of in the middle of it, and it's not so bad. Dhanurasana is not so bad.
I do enjoy Dhanurasana, even though I don't necessarily enjoy this beautiful sequence that David mentions. But I like Dhanurasana because it really opens the front line of the body in a way that makes you first engage your body. So the stretching that you feel is very active. And so for me, it especially shows up around my hips or the hip flexors. And then I also feel it across my chest as well. And then I also feel a lot of stability because your legs are working quite hard in this pose.
Yeah, you can kind of push into this one and without kind of hurting your back, which is nice.
Yeah.
I find. Mm-hmm. The thing about Dhanurasana, especially, is that it shows up in a lot of Hatha Yoga traditions, asana traditions. So in Ashtanga, we always have our own particular coordinates, conditions that are specific to the practice.
Mm-hmm. So really all that to say that in our practice or in tradition of Ashtanga yoga, we are actually tipping the weight forward a little bit, and the emphasis is on trying to extend your legs or point your toes up towards the ceiling. But if you look at some of the other schools of yoga, the way they teach is actually using your legs to kind of pull yourself up and then pull with your legs. We'll demonstrate it. Pull away so that the weight is in a different part of your body, like the center.
Yeah, I'd say that's there's a bunch of things that are different.
Yeah, that's one of them.
Posture to posture.
Feet together, apart, knees.
Yeah, there's all these sorts. So we'll go over the coordinates for Ashtanga, which if you've never done it before, give it a try. If you're doing Ashtanga and you're not doing them, very bad, very bad. Okay, so we have these kind of cool entry into these back bends that we do on the stomach. So from downward dog, we go Chatwari, so fourth vinyasa, inhale into Chaturanga Dandasana, exhale there, hold Chaturanga. And then Pancha, fifth vinyasa, inhale, bend the knees, catch your legs, and lift into the state of the asana. That's the vinyasa you hold, Dhanurasana. Drishti is Nasagarai, the tip of the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you would, on the next inhale, shut, release, hands down into upward dog. And exhale, Sapta, go back into downward dog. Can we do Parsva now too? Okay. And then again, Chatwari, inhale into Chaturanga Dandasana. Exhale there. Pancha, inhale, come down, bend the knees, catch your feet, lift up, and then, watch this, Shat, exhale, roll to the right side. Nasagraya Drishti here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sapta, inhale, come back up. And then Ashtau, exhale, left side. Stay there for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nava, inhale, come all the way up, and then hold here. 5 breaths here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then Dasha, inhale into upward dog. Ekadasha, exhale, downward dog. Okay. Good. So did I get that right? Chitwadi, and then Pancha is the first side. Shat is the right side. Sapta is the left side. Yeah, no, Sapta, inhale, come up. Ashta is the left side. Nava, come up, yeah. So we have Pancha, Shat, and Ashta, states of the asana. Don't have to keep your knees together. Knees can come apart. Feet are pointed, so plantarflex, not dorsiflexed. And lifting up, you catch like with your shoulders in extension, so behind, like that. Thumbs down. What else is unique to it? Like you said, shifting forward, so you're coming onto your belly more.
Yeah. Maybe we'll talk about this, but I don't know if you noticed that when I'm catching, I do both legs at the same time. And this is important. It might seem like a minor detail, but it is important because I'm trying to kind of go into it as evenly as I can. But if you always catch one side and then you try to catch the other side, over time, that might show up as some kind of like a weird tweak in your body because you're emphasizing the side you're more flexible on and the side maybe you're stronger on. And so repetitively doing
Every
it.
time you reach for something, you're always reaching.
Yeah. And you're kind of compromising one side.
Yeah.
And so if you are doing that, try to change that.
Do both at the same time. Yeah.
Do both at
That's the vinyasa. Or keep a calendar and remember what you did yesterday and then switch it the next day. Yeah. Tuesday is left hand first. Okay. So let's try again. So I guess just talking about the thing that Jelena was doing here. Watch how she does it. So she's going to engage her lower back muscles to lift the upper back away from the floor. And then she works in the hamstrings there to bend the knees to catch. And see that kicking action that she did? That makes it easier than going slower. And then before she lifts up even, she's going to start to bring the feet towards each other. Knees come apart. For her, the knees are a little bit wider than the hips. For most of us, that's going to make it a little bit easier. And then lifting, as you lift the legs, that's going to pull the upper body up away from the floor. Important to note that the feet are lifting up. The thighs are working to push the legs, but we're also kind of using the hamstrings as well to extend the hips. So it's an upward direction, not like Jelena was saying, back. Okay? Don't use your shins by like opening, extending the knee to lift the upper body off the floor, because a lot of the time that's going to cause knee pain. So if you're having knee pain when you're doing this pose, make sure that you're not overworking by pressing the shins back. You want to think about lifting your thighs up away from the floor and then extending the toes up towards the ceiling. And then the other thing is to note the shoulders. Don't let your arms roll into a deep external rotation. Try not to, at least. Try to resist that a little bit with a little bit of inward rotation and draw the shoulders down, and you'll feel a nice opening across the chest. That's great. That look good.
Oh, my legs are on fire.
Yeah, I think if your legs are on fire in a back bend, that's a good sign. Better that your legs are on fire, she means like the quadriceps.
I feel both quads and hamstrings.
Hamstrings, yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Better that than your lower back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then maybe just to point it out, but maybe some of you noticed when I demonstrated the pose, the way we do it in Ashtanga, how I stayed basically here on this part of my body is where most of my balance was, and I was tipped forward, versus when I tried using my legs and kind of pushed my legs towards David, how that tipped all of my weight closer to my lower belly, even coming down onto the pubic bone.
Yeah, when you push back through your shins, your thighs stay on the floor.
On the floor as well.
When you come forward, your legs come up off the floor. This is important. I think it's important in terms of the shape that you're making in your body, but also it's kind of a good hint about how to do Parsva Dhanurasana for the next one, because what happens is people get stuck on the hips when they try to roll side to side. And the only way that you're going to get past that, for most of us, is by getting the hips to stay off the floor as you roll. So you're rolling more on your waist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the teaching says that the feet stay together as we do Parsva Dhanurasana, and that they're supposed to stay together not just when you're in the pose, but in the actual vinyasa, the actual transition. And that brings us back again to the earlier point. I think the cue to keep the feet together is important because it ensures that your hips move kind of as a unit and together, as opposed to kind of, we see a lot of that where people kind of like do funny things with the hips to get on one side and then on the other side. And I think that can lead to lower back.
It keeps the hips stable. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So otherwise, you'll see if you find that difficult, you'll try to kick one leg higher and drop the other leg up, and you use that to roll.
Yeah. And then again, the squeezing of the feet together as a cue is an important one because it helps engage our core, whether we're thinking about it or not. It brings attention to our pelvic floor, which just adds another layer of like stability around, I'm like thinking this way because I'm on the floor, but around our waist.
Okay. Want to do it?
Yeah.
Okay. So again, we'd go Chatwari, inhale, to Chaturanga Dandasana, exhale there. Panche, inhale, lift into Dhanurasana. So feet together, lift up. You see Jelena's thighs are off the floor. And then exhale, shut. She's going to try to hold this bow shape as she rolls. And when she rolls over, then holding the back bend, keeping the legs engaged, the side of the body comes on the floor. So don't try to over roll so that you come off the side of your body. You see, I don't know if you can see that she's doing that. She's staying on the side of the torso, on the side of the rib cage. If you can, this will feel good if you can do it, but don't squeeze. You can drop this leg down. So it's like you're relaxing the outside of the thigh. It's really difficult though. And then inhale, come back up. Same thing on the other side. Exhale. So watch, she's going to stay lifted as she rolls. The feet stayed together. And then the side of the body, the chest is on the floor, and trying to relax here a little bit, but you're still pressing back and up through the legs. Okay. And then again, inhale, come back up. Same thing again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Good. One thing, I didn't want to hold Jelena there for too long.
Thank you.
But you make sure too that this is a really common issue, I guess, or there can be different information you might be getting. But when you roll to the side, the drishti remains the nose. So you're going to keep your gaze down. Don't look over your shoulder. Don't turn your head. Also, don't snooze. Don't let your head rest on the floor. So you're trying to hold the exact same line of Urdhva Dhanurasana that you have on your stomach on your side.
Mm-hmm. So the easy tip I have for that, if you're kind of practicing on your own and you don't know what's happening, is that when you roll to the side, you can just always do like a little check and make sure that your chin, if you were to lower it down, just comes to the middle where the two clavicles come together. And then if you just hold it back, then you know that your cheek will be parallel to the floor and the head won't be in any kind of weird position that compromises the neck.
Is it like your sternal notch?
I don't know what's that called.
Yeah. Thingy here?
Yeah.
All right.
Middle.
Okay. There you go. That's it. Right?
That's it.
Okay. Good. Try it. Tell us what you think in the comments below. Subscribe. Make me happy.
Okay.
Okay. All right. See you next time.
Bye.